Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. I am so excited for you guys to hear Monica present some of the information about these amazing products. I know there are 1,000 places you could have probably been tonight, and you chose to be here, and I don't think that that was by accident. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time to be here. Monica is one of my dear friends. We have known each other for I think 4 years, going on forever. She is just kind of my soul sister from halfway across the country in the warm part of the country. Monica has an amazing testimony with what these products have done in her life, and she'll share a little bit more about that. But Monica and I were health coaches together for a few years, and her passion for health and nutrition and the body that God created, and making that body work the best of its ability is amazing. She has such a passion for sharing with people, and I just can't wait for you to hear her tell us all about these amazing products. She is going to start with that ABC investigative report from 2005 that kind of started everything. So Monica, go ahead and take it away and just kind of fill us in on what happens after that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again, everyone, for being here tonight. And I will go ahead and share screen so that we can watch this awesome primetime investigative report that was aired back in 2005. So let's go ahead and do that now. Can you see that? I hope so.
Yes, we can see that.
ABC Primetime Investigative Report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. But because it's being sold as a nutritional supplement and not a drug, Protandim does not need FDA approval for safety.
Protandim NRF2 is protected by 7 U.S. patents. Major universities and government agencies initiated and continue self-funded studies following the ABC Primetime Investigative Report you just viewed that originally aired back in 2005. These studies continue to reveal more scientific evidence about Protandim NRF2's unique benefits and to evaluate how this anti-aging breakthrough can prevent and improve many of the problems associated with aging. The next video will bring you up to date on what happened next.
So the Vitality Stack starts with the basic foundation, Nerve 1, Nerve 2 ProBio, to which we added the new product, Omega Plus.
Nerve 1 is helping specifically our mitochondrial function. It's helping the number of mitochondria that we need, so it helps the energy state, and it's also helping as far as what the blueprint is being followed, what genes are being expressed. Unfortunately, mitochondria, they produce free radicals, and oxidative stress is actually increased the more powerful they are and the more use they are. So we need to take Protandim Nerve 2 alongside with it to decrease that free radicals, to decrease that oxidative stress that's happening. And that's why we also call it a 1-2 punch, because not only are we helping our mitochondria function normally, but we need to clean up the debris that happens with a good functioning mitochondria.
The probiotic that we have, it's going to improve the health of the gut, which is where 80% of your immune system starts.
So to have the company create a probio that has well-immune in it, that helps to calm that immune response, and in a time-release fashion where it actually gets throughout the whole intestinal tract to address the immune system.
The omega-3s are an essential component of our cell membranes, and omega-3 deficiency makes that cell membrane not function very well. We need those omega-3s to keep our cell membranes, our nervous system, our brain healthy. The other thing, vitamin D is something that is just essential from all aspects. It improves immune systems. I think when you combine all of these products together, you've got the home run.
We're going to continue to be at the forefront of nutrigenomics, coming up with scientific products that are proven to get a better benefit than you could possibly get by just taking those ingredients alone and then applying that to the biohacking outcomes of our customers today.
Hello. So that was interesting. I love LifeVantage, and let me tell you, knowing the company's story is so important. And we saw a little bit of this in 2005, with just this primetime report that came out. We see that, you know, Joe McCord is just a scientist, right? I mean, just a simple guy in a lab. And at the end of this primetime investigative report, what happened, right? Well, hello, they called, they emailed, they ordered, and within 2.5 weeks, over 5 million, right? $5 million in orders had come in. Stocks went up from $1 to $20 practically overnight, just on the sheer speculation on what Protandim can do inside of people's bodies. And so the problem being that Joe is just a scientist. He's not a marketing guy, right? So there was no sales team, no marketing team picking up the phones, answering the emails. And so what happened? A lot of these orders went, not filled, okay, because there's no infrastructure. However, doctors and researchers and scientists that saw this clip in 2005 were very excited, and they contacted Joe. And they asked for some of this product to initiate their own research, right? And fund their own studies. So today, praise the Lord, we have 23 peer-reviewed published research. And you can find that research at www.pubmed.gov, which is the National Institute of Health website for medical research. So research is concluding, okay, that Protandim reduces oxidative stress on average by 40% in 30 days in 100% of the people. And obviously there's subsequent research there. So back to the story, right? In 2005, we had this great study. We have all this evidence on Protandim, but the shareholders were very frustrated because the stocks had dropped from $20 a share to 7 cents and basically almost taking off the registry. And so the board was like, how are we going to get this out to the people? They tried online marketing, that didn't work. They even tried putting in some retail stores like GNC, which we all know about, and CVS, things like that. And the reality is that it was selling a half a bottle per store per month for 4 years. So finally, they hired some consultants, okay, to help them decide what to do with this rocking product. Because they knew that this product could potentially be changing people's lives. They just didn't know how to get it out there. So these consultants were like, look, we saw this ABC report. This product needs to be moved through a network. And so there's a huge story. It needs to be told mouth to mouth. And the beautiful thing is that Protandim is plant-based, okay? And it's $40 a month, okay? That's 1 pill a day for 30 days. Nothing is more effective than word of mouth advertising, person-to-person distribution. This little biotech company went from $3 million, right, a year to $200 million per year in just 5 short years. That's an amazing story. So I am going to share some slides right now. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me know if, let me see, where am I at? Okay, let me share my screen. That might help. Okay, so can you see what I see? I hope so. Good. All right. So let's get to the building. Okay, here we go. Okay, so LifeVantage is spearheading a technology called biohacking, but a more descriptive term is nutrigenomics. And what that means is that we can take nutritional components and use those to affect the expression of genes. So we can turn off or turn on the genes, in essence, to up-regulate beneficial genes and down-regulate the harmful genes based on the things we put in our body. And that's just a cliff note version of what this miraculous science is, okay? So let's go ahead and check out Dr. Joe McCord. Okay, so he's just not an everyday scientist. He was awarded the Elliott Crescent Medal, which, you know, for me, what does that mean? Okay, so his entire professional life has been dedicated to problems associated with aging. This is not just another award that you put in your glass cabinet. This is only given to those who change the course of the way humans live, like inventors such as Alexander Graham Bell, Orville Wright, and Henry Ford. So that's just an amazing thing to know about who this doctor is, okay? So let's look at this slide. Oxidative stress. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you look carefully at this slide, you can see that oxidative stress is in every organ system in our body. It's affected by oxidative stress. And the ailments that are named here, like you know, skin aging with the skin, psoriasis, melanoma, we see in the joints, we got rheumatoid arthritis. For the brain, we have Alzheimer's. I mean, it goes on, diabetes. And so the issue with this is that we can see that there's just numerous places in all organ systems that is affected by oxidative stress, linked to oxidative stress. It's at that core, okay? So in addition to our bodies with the age producing less and less of these protective enzymes, we have these things called environmental toxins, okay? Pesticides, breathing in gasoline fumes, you know, water pollutions. All of these things increase free radical production. So that's the bad news. We got some good news, praise God, okay? So as you see on this slide, historically, what many of us did to combat free radicals is to eat healthy foods. And so what I'm saying is continue to do that, okay? We would focus on diet-rich, you know, diets that were rich in antioxidants, okay? So these antioxidants that we eat are called direct antioxidants. So it's like a 1-to-1 ratio, okay? And the reality is that this one antioxidant molecule neutralizes one free radical. And whereas the NRF2 goes into all 37 trillion cells in our body and turns on this natural pathway. Obviously, it directly increases the production of good stuff while drastically reducing the production of bad stuff like inflammation and fibrosis. This is why these are not just supplements. These are activators, activating what God has made in our body. So when we eat an antioxidant, it's like filling up a child's sippy cup, okay, full of water and throwing it on a house fire, all right? Whereas the NRF2 protandim is like having a fire hose turned up full blast in every room of that house. Significantly different and obviously effective approach, okay? So let's look at this next slide with all these universities and biotech. Okay, so, but as this slide shows, there's a variety of universities and pharmaceutical companies that has studied protandim. Okay, since the release of this primetime investigative report, there has been these big pharma names trying to debunk, right, the claims, and have paid for their own research, like I had mentioned earlier, essentially trying to prove that what they had in NRF2 drugs was more potent. But the truth is, and the conclusion is that the research shows that protandim NRF2 is not only more effective, right, but it doesn't have the side effects of drugs. Okay, and not only that, this is a $40 bottle, vice the big pharma drugs that can go up into the thousands and thousands, okay? And you would have to be diagnosed with specific disease to even be able to be prescribed these things. So not only significantly cheaper, but obviously Protandim is available for all people. So I love this next slide because it really focuses on the highlight of just a snippet of research. So obviously you've probably gathered that with over 23 peer-reviewed published studies on Protandim, there's a significant amount of facts out there. But I love to share this slide because it significantly highlights the discoveries of NRF2. It says, we may be on the verge of a new literature on health effects of NRF2, which may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and most extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. I just love that, the history of medicine. And we all know that there has been so much breakthrough with medicine. This was published from Washington State University. So let's talk about this NRF2 Protandim. Okay, so it decreases the oxidative stress in the body in every cell, reducing it by 40% in 30 days. Oxidative stress is the damage to our cells by these things called the free radicals. These free radicals are the toxic molecules which are created by the process of making energy. And obviously, we're all making energy because we're all living and breathing, okay? So Protandim has 5 natural ingredients: green tea, ashwagandha, bacopa, turmeric, and milk thistle. And I've heard a lot of people will say, you know, oh, I take this and I take that, but you have to keep in mind, it's a synergy. It's the way all of these beautiful 5 ingredients work together, okay, that activates a 18-fold increase of antioxidant gene. Okay, so together it activates. And this is why LifeVantage has over 7 US patents to protect this from anyone coming up with some generic form in the future. I love that. Since Protandim is a supplement and not a drug, we are not allowed to say that we can treat, cure, and mitigate disease. But what we are allowed to say by the FDA standards is that Protandim reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in 100% of the people. That means you and I, okay? So when we are young, our bodies have a built-in antioxidant defense system by making enzymes like superoxide dismutase, which is SOD, glutathione, and catalase. The problem is that after about the age of 20, our bodies start to produce less and less of these defense mechanisms, resulting in an increase of free radicals, which is at the core of the aging process, and the increase of oxidative stress is at the root of over 200 diseases. So let me show you this mitochondria. And many of us will probably remember this from, like, you know, some high school courses, and for those of you that are a little bit more medically savvy in some of your university courses. So NRF1 is designed to specifically in helping the mitochondria function. So as you can see here, okay, this is the powerhouse of the cell. The mitochondria are in every cell, but they also have a waste product, okay, with these free radicals. The energy of the mitochondria it makes ATP. So basically think of the mitochondria as this engine, okay, and over time, engines need repair. All right, so you might be leaking some oil, okay, you might be sputtering, you have that need of repair. And that is the importance of this NRF1. It is the messenger protein. It simply increases the health of the mitochondria and the number of mitochondria. As you can see, there are a lot of diseases associated with mitochondrial dysfunction, like cerebral palsy, Parkinson's, autism, muscular dystrophy, we have Alzheimer's, and the list goes on and on, as you can see here on this slide, okay? So let's talk about NRF1. Some of the benefits, obviously, is increases cellular energy, which is that ATP, improved performance through energy production, which I super like as a marathon runner, and it also improves your sleep quality. So sometimes we think we just need more sleep. The reality is that you need better sleep, and this is exactly what the NRF1 does for us, okay? So, obviously LifeVantage just didn't stop there, okay? Because there are so many components to our overall health. It's not just about this activation of the cells, but it's also talking about our second brain, AKA the gut, okay? So probiotic, we call it the Physique Probio. I truly believe that everyone should be taking this, all right? It is part of our weight management system called Physique. One of the problems plaguing the human condition is called leaky gut, okay? That doesn't sound pretty, and it's not. As you can see, there's many problems associated with leaky gut that is linked to like sinus and the mouth, your joints, the adrenals, the colon. I mean, truly leaky gut is affecting the whole body. So often people will think, well, I'm going to the bathroom, okay, but you don't understand. If your gut is unhealthy, it can really show itself in other areas, as you can see on the slide, like in the brain, the skin, okay? So it's a beautiful thing to have this probiotic. One of the major differences with what we have in a probiotic is the encasement. It's called BioTract, and it's a cellulose encasement, so the probiotics can get through the stomach acid and make it to where it needs to go, which is in the intestines, where the repair is made, okay? Most probiotics that are out on the market are killed in the stomach acid, but with our probio, 60% make it to the intestines, and that's a huge number considering that most products that are out there can only guarantee 4%, okay? We also have Wellmune, which is an immunity insert that has been clinically proven to reduce the incidence of the common cold and flu. So knowing that 80% of your immune system is found in your gut, this is why we call it the second brain. Okay, so another beautiful addition to the products that LifeVantage has is the Omega. So most recently, it's Omega Plus has been added to the line. This is a blend of omega-3 fatty acids and omega-7 fatty acids and vitamin D. One of the really cool, unique features of this Omega product is that you can trace your bottle to the boat that the fish were caught on. And you know what? Here's the beautiful thing. A lot of people will say, yeah, I take fish oil, but I really just don't like the way it tastes. Well, guess what? Not only will you not burp fish and taste fish, but it has this nice lemony lime flavor. Praise God for that. The one thing I've done a lot of research on recently is just learning more about the omega-7. And it's an important feature that most omega products don't have. It assists with weight management and metabolic syndrome. Okay, so that's very important. So let's look at the Vitality Stack. So this is my this is my beautiful thing as far as it's vital. That's why we call it Vitality. This is vital for your health. Okay, so not only do you get the Nerf 1, Nerf 2, you get the probiotic, you get the Omega, okay, but guess what? It all ships for free because no one wants to pay shipping, okay? So let's look at our weight management line. Click. Is it there? Do you see it? I'm sorry. Okay. I just didn't see it on mine. Okay. So this includes a protein shake, a cleanse, a fat burn, and the probiotic that I had mentioned earlier. The fat burn is an amazing product that can naturally decrease the absorption of fat. And I love all of these products because guess what? They're all natural, okay? It's meant to work with your natural system, okay? So the fat burn attacks the visceral fat, which is very dangerous to our organs, okay? The shake is an awesome vanilla flavor, which, by the way, my daughter likes. You can add some fruit to it for it to actually be a meal replacement. But the bottom line is that this is truly a wonderful option for a snack. Okay, the cleanse is just for 7 days long. Most people choose to use the cleanse at the beginning of the month. Okay, so it's easy to remember to take it and when you're done. It's simply a gentle detoxification for your body, okay? So let's look at Axio. Okay, so I will tell you, this is my absolute go-to for training. I used to drink a lot of Gatorade at noon while running long miles, especially for a half marathon or marathon. But guess what I drink now? Axio. So my kids drink it, including my 2-year-old. This increases memory, increases concentration. It's all natural energy. Again, natural, not having those side effects, not having the highs, the lows, the added, sugar. No, this is all wonderful, great flavor options. It's an excellent pre-workout beverage. And you know what? If you look at this slide, you will see the work of a 9-year-old boy that was having some issues with attention. And just after a couple weeks of Protandim and Axio, look at these results. They're incredible. So I truly am an advocate for Axio because so often, especially young adults, will be drinking these energy drinks that are just so loaded with sugar, carbohydrates, and they're not even considering the calorie impact into their diet, let alone what it's doing for their heart and palpitations. This does not do that. So again, LifeVantage didn't stop there. So, the skin care line was developed after 2 of these research studies concluded that Protandim showed significant effects on the healing of the skin. So this research came from Louisiana State University, and they told LifeVantage that we needed to create a topical nerve tube for the skin. And a lot of times, people think, oh, this is just for my face. No, this is for every part of your body that you have either scarring or, a bug bite. And even some people use this as, for diaper rash for their babies. The bottom line is that it's natural and that it's a healthy way of treating these areas of the skin. And it's beautiful because this is the only skincare line out there on the market that goes 7 layers deep. This is going to the root problem of melanoma. Remember that, okay? So obviously LifeVantage knows that what we love are our pets, right? So not only do we care about ourselves and our children, our family, but we love our pets. So Pet Tandem is basically Protandim for dogs, okay? Because the reality was that people were giving their Protandim to their fur babies, and the company created a chewable tablet for dogs. Dogs have higher levels of oxidative stress than humans because they age 7 times faster. And dogs have a lot of the same ailments that humans do as they age. So there was this double-blinded test on dogs who were taking Pet Tandem and who were taking a placebo, and the reality was after a short period of time, it was so obvious on what dogs were taking Protandim, Pet Tandem, and what dogs were not. And you know what's so amazing about these studies is that dogs can't lie. They don't understand what placebo is. So what you see is what you get. And so often people, they see these results in their dogs and it makes them super excited. And if they're not yet Protandim consumers, they become. And so, those are what we have as products with LifeVantage. And I will tell you right now, I am so thankful for Jillynn sharing this with me, because not only has it made an impact on my own physical body, but truly I see it as just a ministry to my friends and my family who I know have disease. Oftentimes people think, well, I don't have those disease functions. I don't take those prescriptions. But the reality is that we all have oxidative stress. The reality is that we all can be proactive about our health. And that is such a mantra for me in my life. And so thank you, Jillynn, again, for sharing this information with me.
Awesome. If you could stop screen sharing, I will hold mine up and share my screen. Thank you, Monica. You had so much good information for us. I totally appreciate your willingness to share with us, and just such good information. So that is kind of the products of LifeVantage. Like Monica said, the company just didn't come out with an amazing product. The product existed before the company, actually, and And then they just continued to listen to what people wanted, and what scientists and researchers and different companies were coming back to us saying, you need to do this, you need to do this. So I totally appreciate that about our company. And I love Monica's heart in sharing this. Just what it's done in her body is amazing. She cut 14 minutes off of her half marathon time, drinking Axio, no more runner gels or anything like that for her. So that's just amazing to see the difference. Okay, go away. So I am going to kind of fill you in on kind of switching gears here. Obviously, the products speak for themselves. It's kind of that no-brainer that these are something that you probably are thinking, I want to get into my body. And that is awesome. Get back with the person that invited you and get started, because yes, you are right. These need to be in your body. But there is another side of this that is the business opportunity as well. And I will tell you, I had zero interest in this from the beginning, and it's taken me a long time to come around. I was my friend Amy's first solid no on the products and on the business. But I am just so thankful that she did not look at my life and say, I'm going to make a decision for her. She is too busy to do this. I'm just not going to share the information. Because had she made that decision for me, there are so many blessings that our family would have missed out on. And so I appreciate that about her. And I also made the commitment that I am going to share the business with people no matter what, because I'm not out here to judge each person. And I don't know where everybody is. And that being said, the business isn't for everybody, and that is okay. The business is about 15% of this company. The 85% of everybody else is customers that love the products, that take them, that put them in their body, and that feel the health benefits from them. And that's awesome. And 15% of the people within LifeVantage do this as a business, which is another great aspect to this company. So switching gears a little bit, I want you to think about every company and where they're at. This S-curve was developed in 1962, and it was not based off of simply network marketing companies, but every viable business, every business that has been around for any period of time. If you look at the beginning of this, you see innovators, early adapters. That is kind of the make it or break it of a company. They may make it, they may not. A lot of research has gone into when a company is considered stable, and LifeVantage is definitely at that place. We're a $200 million a year company, and very close by a lot of projections. We are a publicly traded company, so there's a lot of research out there on what happens with publicly traded companies and things like that. And obviously, hindsight is 2020, so we don't know when this company will dramatically hit that saturated market up there at the top of the S-curve, but we're getting there. And so from a purely business perspective, you want to make sure that you get into the company at the right time. You've obviously seen that we have amazing products, but in the business world, that's not even the most important part. The most important part in getting into a business is the timing that you choose to get into it. And I want to just kind of explain that a little bit and give you a scenario, okay? So imagine you walk into a office, a building, and they sit you down and say, hey, I think that this is something you'd be interested in. Will you take a look? And they do. And so you walk in and you say, and they start telling you about this magic pill, that if you take this pill tonight, you will wake up skinny and fabulous, and you will never gain weight again, and you will be the perfect image of yourself forever, no matter what. No matter what you choose to eat, no matter what you choose to do to your body, as long as you're taking this pill, you will be perfect. So say you have 150 pounds to lose, but tomorrow that will all be gone. You'd want to take that, right? You'd want to take that pill. And you'd probably want to tell people about it, because if you are telling people about this, you stand to make money. So you say, yes, I'm all in. I want to sell this pill. I want to take this pill. I want to wake up beautiful and fabulous. And I know 100% that will happen in 100% of people, 100% of the time. So you're excited. You take that pill. You wake up the next morning and you are skinny and fabulous and everything's great. So you walk out of that meeting thinking, oh, I'm going to tell everybody I know about this. And you walk out and every single car you see has a bumper sticker that says, I sell the magic pill. And every single person walking around is skinny and fabulous. Your market's gone at that point, right? It doesn't matter that you have the most amazing product in the world. Your market from a financial and business perspective is gone. So it doesn't matter what kind of product you have. It's all about the timing, right? And then, if you think about, okay, they're going to let me sell this magic pill, but they're only going to give me 1 cent for every pill that I sell. That means I have to sell 100 pills to make $1. That's kind of important, right? So the compensation is pretty important when you look at something from a business perspective. And then the product's also important. You can't just sell snake oil. But like I said, timing from a business perspective, I would say is even more important. So if you look at this S-curve, every business model goes through this. At the top of that, you have companies, not network marketing companies like Walmart. Everybody knows what it is. It's pretty legit that everybody knows what Walmart is. If you think about the people that got into that business before it grew and became a household name, they stood to make a lot of money, and then they did. Okay, so in network marketing, there are companies like Mary Kay, Beachbody, Advocare. All of these companies, you can ask the average person, they know what it is. And they probably know somebody who distributes one of those products. With LifeVantage and Protandim, you can talk to the average person and they don't know what this is. You can talk to the average doctor and they don't know what this is. So you have a wide open market to reach as many people as you want. 80% of the money within a company is made in that steep up curve of this business. 80%. So there's still money to be made at the top, but just not as much. LifeVantage is right kind of starting to hit that momentum phase. So coming into this from a business perspective is the right time. It's not too early and it's definitely not too late. So a couple things about this company is we have, because we're a publicly traded company, traded on the NASDAQ, everything that we say has to be true and accurate, including what our distributors make. So if you look at that Pro 2, Pro 3 rank, that was my goal within LifeVantage when I started doing this as a business, is I knew these products were amazing. I knew I wanted my husband taking them, myself taking them, my kids taking them, but I did not want it to be a financial burden to my family to do so. And so I joined the business to get my family on it and to kind of just replace that money that I knew I was spending each month on products. And so that was my initial goal, and just started sharing away. I hit that rank of Pro 3 in 30 days and that Premier Pro 5 in 4 months. And I will tell you, it was simple. Now, I did not say it was easy. I will not sit here and tell you that you can make $1 million a year doing nothing. You do have to work, but I will tell you that if you follow the proven plan that this company has in place, the ones that the people in this company have proven to be successful, you will also be successful. And I would never have believed that had I not seen it for myself. But when you look at Pro 4, Pro 5, the scary fact is that 60,000 people a day are hitting retirement. And they are being faced with the fact that they have one of two choices. They can retire on less than what they're living on now, or they can continue to work. And supplemental income can be so vitally important for them in that's the decision between continuing to work into your 70s and 80s or not. So when you look at Pro 6, Pro 7, Pro 8, that replaces 90% of American household incomes. You can bring your spouse home on that kind of income. I will tell you, my goal is that to bring my husband home by the end of this year, because that is completely doable. It takes work, it takes time, but it is doable. And I have a passion for the products that I am telling people about. And I will be very upfront in saying, up until about a month ago, I didn't know a thing about this business. I just shared what I was passionate about, and that is okay. You don't have to know the ins and outs of this business to do this. You inherit an entire team of people that will run with you. They will run, they will walk, they will do the turtle crawl with you. Whatever you want out of this business, they will do it with you. They won't do it for you, but they will do it with you. And that is definitely our goal, is to help whoever wants to do this. So don't feel like you have to know the ins and outs, because I didn't. And I have been successful so far. So just know that about this. If you see the validity to the products, obviously get back to the person that invited you. These are a couple of those amazing options to get that free shipping. If you have one of these Vitality Stacks or Beauty Stacks or Essential Stacks in your shopping cart, everything in that cart will ship for free. You're on an auto shipment that you have complete control over. You get that same pricing that I get as a distributor, which makes for a very solid business. There are not a bunch of people joining this business to get a monthly discount. You don't get a monthly discount by being a distributor. I pay the same price for my products that you would pay as a customer. But to start the business, there are 3 options in getting started, all of which give you products for your money. So if you think about starting up any business, you're talking upwards of $50,000 to get started, and then you have rent on that brick and mortar building, and there's a lot of overhead involved in starting a business. This is the cheapest business model you can get into with not a lot of upfront money and make a good income. So if you look at silver pack, gold pack, platinum pack, I would definitely say that platinum pack is what I would do over again, because in all honesty, I would never have bought that True Science line. I didn't think I needed it. I'm not a skincare lover, I guess. But it has been a huge blessing for my family in that my daughter had severe eczema, and this has been the one thing in the last 6 years that has just dramatically improved the health of her skin. And I was doing everything. I was mixing herbs and concoctions and salves in my kitchen, trying to find something that would stop her skin from bleeding. It was that bad. And this is what did it. So in doing this from a business perspective, you want a testimony and a story with each of the products that we carry. You may not want to continue all of them, but that is a sampling of all of them. You get that one time 30% discount. So everything that comes in that pack is about $1,800 worth of product. If you were to stick it in a shopping cart and purchase it, you would spend $1,800. But one time you get that 30% discount, and that platinum pack is $1,250. That also comes with tickets to events. That comes with your own duplicated website, and it comes with an entire team of people that want to help you and that want you to succeed, whatever that looks like for you. So there's a couple different options with that. I'm again not saying this is for everybody, but if you're thinking of those people that this could help my mom, this could help my friend, this could be very good for a lot of people, and you're just kind of Rolodexing people in your mind, this could be something that you could do as a business. And I want to show you one thing on this page. We are paid about 7 different ways. We're paid weekly and residually on the 15th of every month, which is very nice. We get those thank you checks. And if you look at that elite pool down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that 4% of the global commissionable sales, that is before expenses, are paid out. The Pro 7s, 8, 9s, and 10s share 1%. 8s, 9s, and 10s share another percent, 9s and 10s share another, and those Pro 10s in this business share 4% of the global commissionable sales in this company. They want you to succeed. It is beneficial to them that you succeed, and so they are there to help, and they're accessible to us in that fact, and that's very different than a lot of companies. So whatever you see here, whether that is the business or simply the products, I want you to get back with the person that invited you, because you're going to be one of 3 categories. You're going to be not interested, and that's fine. You need to let the person that invited you know. But I would ask you that if you can think of people that this could benefit, that you would definitely let us know that too. Or if you change your mind in the future, something changes in your life, that you'll get back with that person that invited you. Or you might be someone that says, hey, I'm interested, but I kind of want more information and I have some questions. That's great. I did research on these products for about a year before joining this business. And 4 of those months was as somebody really skeptical, looking for things wrong with this, in all honesty. We can get you the answers to those questions that you have. Or 3, you're thinking, I want to get started. I want these products in my body, or I want these in my body, and I want to share it with people, because I know people with disease and I know people with ailments that this could dramatically change their life. Definitely let us know that, and we can get you going as soon as possible. So I know this business isn't for everybody. The products are amazing. There is science to validate that and back it up. There are testimonies to validate that and back it up. The business is incredible. You would have never heard me say that probably even 6 months ago, but I'm living proof that it is incredible. So get back with the person that invited you. Thank you so much for giving us your time and being on this call tonight. You guys have a great evening.